Ah! Monsieur! Why are you standing in the dark? You frighten us half to death.
Wouldn't want to frighten anyone to death. There are so many better ways to die. Yvette, cook, is everything ready?
Oui, monsieur.
Do you have your instructions?
You want the dogs fed before the guests arrive?
No, I want them hungry. Cook, dinner will be served at 7:30.
Sharp.
My apologies, ladies and gentlemen. I've been awfully rude. You see, it is the butler's job to make everyone comfortable. And by the looks of your faces, I'd venture to guess you haven't got a clue. But don't worry, we're all in this together. Well, not him. At any rate, not to fear. If I've done my calculations correctly, the guests are on their way. Don't be alarmed, it's just the maid in the hall with the champagne cork. Time to meet our guests. Right on time. Good evening.
Oh, good evening. I'm not sure if I'm in the right.
Yes, indeed, sir, you are expected, Colonel. May I take your coat? It is Colonel Mustard, isn't it?
No, that's not my name. My name is Colonel.
Pardon me, sir, but tonight you may well feel obliged to my employer for the use of a pseudonym.
Oh, no thank you. I took an antihistamine before I arrived.
Yvette, will you attend to the Colonel and give him anything he requires? Ah. Do come in, madam. You are expected.
Do you know who I am?
Only that you are to be known as Mrs. White.
Ironic, isn't it? The letter I received said I should refer to myself by that name, but why?
May I introduce you? Mrs. White, this is the maid, Yvette. I see you two know each other.
Don't be ridiculous. I've never seen this woman before in my life. Hello.
Hello.
Behold, said the Lord, I am bringing the flood of water upon the earth to destroy all flesh. Bonjour, madame. Speaking of flesh.
Mrs. Peacock, I presume. Look, you two know each other.
Don't be ridiculous. I've never seen this woman before in my life. Who are you?
Hold that thought.
Is this the right address to meet Mr. Body?
You must be Mr. Green.
Yes.
Sit! No, not you, sir.
Oh, excuse me. I'm rather clumsy at parties, I'm afraid.
Not to worry, sir.
Oh. Is there a cat? I'm afraid I'm highly allergic.
Give him a pseudonym. Kirsten right up.
Cook? Coat?
Kindly.
Ah, Professor Plum. Miss Scarlet. I didn't realize you were acquainted.
We weren't. My car broke down, and this professor gave me a ride.
Oh, cocktail hour. I only drink on 2 occasions, day and night.
Good lord, this really is a party. What is this god-forsaken place anyway?
Oh, thank you for keeping him out of this.
This old place? This is fucking matter. Cook dinner.
Directly.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, we are all met. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Wadsworth, the butler. You may have realized that tonight, nobody is being addressed by their real name. I suggest you refrain from revealing too much about yourselves this evening. Ah, dinner.
I haven't finished my champagne.
That was more like a cocktail minute.
We really oughtn't to keep her waiting. Cook can get cranky. Follow me, please. The dining room is right this way. Colonel Mustard, Mrs. White, Mrs. Peacock, Mr. Green, Miss Scarlet, Professor Plum. You will find your names by your places. Please be seated.
Oh, this is mine? Thank you.
Oh, this is my seat.
Dinner is served.
Well, what's all this about but this dinner party?
All in good time, madam. Excuse me, if you will.
Shark's fin soup.
My favorite!
Bon appetit.
Well, I guess I'll break the ice. I mean, I'm used to being a hostess. It's part of my husband's work. Plus, I always host the ladies' group from my church on Sundays. It's difficult when a group of new friends meet for the first time, so I'll start the ball rolling. I mean, I have no idea what we're doing here, but I'm very intrigued and... Oh my! This soup is delicious, isn't it?
I think hosting parties is deathly boring.
Well, it's an integral part of my life as the wife of a... Oh, I forgot we're not supposed to say who we really are.
I know who you are.
How do you know who I am?
I work in Washington too.
Oh, so you're a politician's wife then?
Yes, I am.
So, who's your husband? Maybe I know him.
Mrs. White, what does your husband do?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Well, he just lies around on his back all day. Sounds like hard work to me. He lies around on his back because he's no longer alive.
So, what do you do in Washington, D.C., Mr. Green?
I'd rather not say. I like to follow the rules.
Oh, come on! How are we to get acquainted if we don't say anything about ourselves? No judgments here. We're all God's children.
I don't believe in God.
Well, if we wasn't trying to keep the conversation going, then we would just be sitting here in an embarrassed silence.
In my professional opinion, it seems like you have a case of fear of silence-itis.
Oh, is that an official diagnosis?
Are you a doctor, Professor?
I do a little bit about psychological medicine. Yes.
Do you practice?
Not anymore. I currently work for the government.
Oh, another politician.
Not exactly. But I do research for the Office of Social and Behavioral Studies. In other words, I study crazy and I'm good at it.
Oh, sounds fascinating.
Thank you, Colonel. You are a real colonel, aren't you?
I am, sir.
Aren't you gonna mention the coincidence that you also live in Washington, D.C.?
How did you know that?
I've seen you before.
So, Miss Scarlet, does this mean that you live in Washington too?
I do everything in Washington, Mr. Green.
Does anyone here not live in Washington, D.C.?
Wadsworth, we've had about enough of this. Where's our host and why have we been brought here?
Pardon me, please. Good evening, sir. You are eagerly awaited.
Thank you, Radford. It's good to be home. Are the guests all here?
In the dining room, sir.
Right and scheduled. I'll meet you in the study then, as planned.
May I take your bags?
No, Radford. I'll keep them with me.
They contain more evidence, I assume.
Never assume, Radford. It's much more fun to be surprised.
For God's sake, I demand to know what's going on!
Right. You've all received the letter, yes?
Yes. I did.
Do you have them with you? And I am correct that each of your letters advise you to be present this evening because a certain Mr. Body has offered to bring an end to a long-standing, confidential, and painful financial liability.
Yes.
Mine
Oh,
too.
yes.
Can I interest any of you in fruit or dessert?
No!
In that case, may I suggest we are drawn to the study for coffee and brandy, at which point I believe your letters will be explained and the game will be afoot.
What game?
What is he talking about? I love games.
Thank you, Yvette. That will be all.
Well, where is our host?
He's not here! Nobody's here! What is happening?
Please, Mrs. Peacock, have a drink.
My lips belong to the Lord!
Well, mine don't. Mind if I smoke?
To Wadsworth. Open after dinner. It's for you.
Gesundheit.
Sorry. There really must be a cat somewhere.
Right then. Are you comfortable?
I make a good living.
Oh, Alf with it, Wadsworth.
Ladies and gentlemen, it seems the six of you have one thing in common. You are all being blackmailed. For some considerable time, all of you have been paying for what you can afford and, in some cases, more than you can afford, to someone who threatens to expose you.
Oh, please! I've never heard anything so ridiculous. I mean, nobody can blackmail me. I go to church every Sunday.
Yeah, lady. Don't we all?
Anybody else wish to deny it? Until tonight, none of you knew who was blackmailing you. I hope I'm correct that the more deductive among you have reasoned in the last several moments that it was, of course, Mr. Body himself, and that the less discerning members of our cadre are experiencing that particular revelation right about
Oh! It was Mr. Body!
now.
I have half a minute to call the congressman right now.
Who is this body fella you shivering?
What is going on here? I demand to know!
Husbands. You think I can handle
Enough!
this black...
My task this evening is to expose your secrets to each other, rendering you all culpable in each other's indiscretions.
Don't you think you might spare us this humiliation?
I'm sorry, but I have my orders. We'll start with you, Professor Plum.
Lucky you.
Luck's got nothing to do with it.
You were once a professor of psychiatry, specializing in helping lunatics suffering from delusions of grandeur.
Yes, but now I work for the US government.
So your work has not changed. But you can't practice medicine anymore, can you? Your license has been lifted, correct?
Why? What did he do?
You know how male doctors aren't allowed to date their lady patients?
Yeah?
Well, he did.
How disgusting!
Are you making moral judgments, Mrs. Peacock? How then do you justify taking bribes in return for delivering Senator Peacock's votes to certain lobbyists?
My husband is a paid consultant. There's nothing sinful about that.
Not if it's publicly declared, perhaps. But isn't it a sin if certain lobbyists are slipping payments to a sneaky senator's wife under the stall of the men's room at the old debit grill? How would you describe the transaction?
Well, I say it stinks.
When were you in that men's room?
So it's true.
No, it's a vicious lie.
But you've been paying blackmail for over a year now, to keep that story out of the papers.
Well, I'm willing to believe you. I too am being blackmailed for something I didn't do.
Me too.
And me.
Not me!
You're not being blackmailed?
I run a top secret agency for classified affairs.
Which branch?
Legislative. There are 535 members of Congress having classified affairs.
How pathetic. A man who needs to pay women to spend time with him? That's a problem I'll never have.
So, Miss Scarlett, is that how you knew Colonel Mustard works in Washington? Is he one of your clients?
Certainly not.
I was asking Miss Scarlett.
Well, tell him it's not true.
No, it's not true.
Is that true?
Ah, so it is true.
A double negative.
Double negative? You mean you have photographs?
That sounds like a confession to me. In fact, the double negative has led to proof positive. I'm afraid you gave yourself away.
Are you trying to make me look stupid in front of the other guests?
You don't need any help from me, sir.
That's right.
Colonel, you hold a sensitive security post in the Pentagon. Those negatives would most certainly compromise your position.
This is an outrage.
Mrs. White, you've been paying our friends a blackmailer ever since your husband died under, shall we say, mysterious circumstances.
I didn't kill him.
Then why are you paying the blackmailer?
I don't want a scandal. We had a very humiliating public confrontation. He was a lunatic. He was deranged. He didn't actually seem to like me that much. He had threatened to kill me in public. Why would he want to kill you in public?
I think she meant that he had threatened, in public, to kill her.
And was that his final word on the matter? Being killed is pretty final, wouldn't you say?
And yet he was the one who died. Not you, Mrs. White. Not you.
What did the poor chap do for a living?
He was a scientist, nuclear physics. What was he like? He was a stupidly optimistic man. I'm afraid it came as a great shock to him when he died. He was found dead at home. He was unclothed. His head had been cut off. But it wasn't me. I've been out all evening at the movies. What was showing? The Naked Alibi. A likely story.
Do you miss him?
It's a matter of life after death. Now that he's dead, I have a life.
But he was your second husband. Your first also disappeared.
That was his job. He was an illusionist.
But he never reappeared.
He wasn't a very good illusionist. But my third husband, I miss him the most. He was an electrician. Well, until he was electrocuted.
And lastly, Mr. Green, who is a homosexual.
Not me.
Beg your pardon?
You asked who is a homosexual. And I said not me.
And I'm saying you're an idiot.
Wadsworth here is right. I am homosexual, but I have no personal shame or guilt about this. But I must keep it a secret, or I will lose my job on security grounds. Thank you.
Guess
This
what?
indict. Well, alright, Wadsworth. You've spilled out our beans. Now what? Where is this Mr. Body?
And what does he want from us?
Who cares? I'm not waiting to find out. I've done nothing wrong. I'm leaving.
I'm sorry, madam. You can stay in denial, but you cannot leave this house.
I am the wife of the great senator from Tennessee. You cannot tell me what to do. Locked?
Locked?
Indeed, all the doors are locked, the windows barred, the grounds are patrolled by vicious dogs. There's no way out.
This is an
You can't
outrage.
hold us
Why?
hostage.
An outrage! Why would you do this?
Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce Mr. Body, your host for the evening, and your blackmailer for life.
How do you do?
Who do you think you
know, I
are?
talk millionaires.
I'll have you
You're
brought
millionaires.
before Congress.
Haven't you
Why
heard
are you
of a
blackmailing us?
vacuum
I'm
Bribing all
treated
these
as
good
my
people?
captive.
I don't get it.
You're
What's
such
in
a
it for you?
good man. Better off dead.
Oh, Mrs. White in the study with her knee.
Pardon me, everybody, but there is one more piece of information you all may like to have.
What?
The police are coming.
What are you talking about?
The police.
Why are the police coming? When are the police coming?
In less than an hour, the police will arrive. The bridge washed out from the rain. They're expecting to find one mastermind and the criminals he's detained.
That's us.
Now, he's made it clear that there's evidence here and that they have much to gain.
Oh no!
Yes.
Unless what?
You agree to double down.
Double what?
You each pay me twice what you've been paying, and I'll tell the police it was a phony call and send them on their way. You refuse, and I put this briefcase containing all the evidence needed to expose your wrongdoings in the hands of the police and the press. I believe some of you would face a lifetime of jail, and others a lifetime of shame.
That's why you brought us all here.
You're crook!
Get that briefcase.
Unless what?
Well, there's something else you could do for me. One little favor that would change the game. Something I just can't bear to do myself.
What?
Have a seat, please.
What's this about, sir?
In this bag there's 6 gifts I brought you from Washington. Things I thought you might find useful this evening. Open them.
Why not? I enjoy getting presents from strange men. A candlestick? What's this for?
A wrench?
A lead pipe?
A dagger?
A revolver.
It's a snake! It's a snake!
Nope. It's a rope.
In your hands you each have a lethal weapon. You all showed up here tonight because you believed the evidence against you was so terrible that you would do almost anything to keep it secret. I'm putting that theory to the test. Mr. Wadsworth here is the only other person who knows your secrets, and it's costing me and you dearly to keep him quiet. You see, I wouldn't have to double your payments if I didn't have to pay Mr. Wadsworth for his silence.
Mr. Wadsworth?
That's a lie!
He may look suave and charming,
Oh, thank you.
but really is conniving and manipulative.
False!
Why do you think he's called the police?
You called the police?
Only because he instructed me to do so.
Did I? Or did Mr. Wadsworth here call the police here himself, so that he can carry out his greedy threat? Pay him more or he reveals us and all unquestionably legal behavior to the police.
I would never.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you can manage to somehow get rid of Mr. Wadsworth, I have no need to increase your blackmail or expose you to the police. As a matter of truth, it can help me eliminate Wadsworth, who not only knows your secrets, but also mine. Perhaps I can find it in my heart to eliminate your blackmail altogether, and be done with this terrible business once and for all.
You would never.
Why us, buddy? Why don't you do your dirty work yourself?
Why should I, when the 6 of you are so uniquely motivated?
After all I've done for you, this is how you repay me? Don't listen to him. He's a liar, and one of you has been blackmailing me along with the rest of you.
Oh yeah? What did you do?
That's neither here nor there. The point is, I'm not a butler, I'm an indentured servant.
Don't make a scene, Wadsworth. It's over. The police are on their way, ladies and gentlemen. Now's your chance. Kill Wadsworth and end your blackmail. Forever!
It's Mr. Body!
Oh, thank God.
Is he breathing?
Everybody, stand back. He's dead.
had the gun?
I did.
So, you shot him!
I didn't.
Well, you had the gun. If you didn't, who did?
Somebody grabbed it from my hand, and the next thing I knew, the gun went off.
There's no gunshot wound.
He's right, there isn't. Look! There's a bullet lodge here!
So how did he die?
I don't know. Being unbearably handsome doesn't make me a forensic expert.
One of us must have killed him.
I didn't do it.
I need a drink.
Maybe he was poisoned by the brandy.
It's alright. It's alright. Oh, calm down. Calm down.
I had to stop her screaming.
Was the brandy poisoned?
Looks like we'll never know.
Unless she dies too.
Wait for me.
It's locked. Who's in there? Who's screaming?
Sis, Moy!
Yvette?
Me!
Yvette, are you alright?
No!
Yvette, are you alive?
Of course I'm alive! No, thanks to you, Wadsworth, you idiots! You've locked us in this house with a murderer! So the murderer is here?
Where?
Where? Here! We're all looking at him! Or her!
What took you so long?
I'm an old woman in an aggravated state of shock. It's amazing. I'm anywhere.
I heard you in the study. One of you is the killer.
How could you hear us in the study?
I was listening. Well, I have tape recorder in the billiard room when somebody asked me to take part in your conversation.
Why would he ask you to record our conversation?
For more evidence, of course. When Wadsworth revealed your secrets in the study, they were all recorded.
What a snake! We've got to destroy them. Where are the tapes?
The tapes? What about the body?
What body?
Body's body.
Oh!
But Yvette, why were you screaming in there all by yourself? Because I was frightened. I also drank to panic. Maybe I am poisoned too. I can stay here until I know.
There's safety in numbers. Don't worry, I'll protect you. I'm very strong.
But one of you is the killer. When somebody is dead.
We have to figure out which one of them did it.
What do you mean, which one of them?
Well, I didn't do it.
Well, one of us did. We all had the opportunity and the motive. Mr. Body was a bully and a liar to us all. I would have killed him myself. But I didn't have access to a weapon. Only the 6 of you had the means to do it.
Well, don't look at me. All I got is a candlestick.
Well, maybe it wasn't one of us.
Who else could it have been?
Who else is in this house?
The cook!
Oh my god, there's a dagger in the back!
I think you better explain yourself, Wadsworth.
Me? Why me?
Who else would want to kill the cook?
Then it wasn't that bad.
How can you make jokes at a time like this?
It's my defense mechanism.
Some defense. If I were the killer, I'd kill you next. I said if. That's all. There's only one unadmitted killer here, and that's not me. It's Mrs. White.
I admitted nothing.
You paid the blackmail. How many husbands have you had?
Mine or the other woman?
Yours!
Yes, just the 5. Husbands should be like Kleenex, soft, strong, and disposable.
Well, if it wasn't you, who was it? Who had the dagger?
It was Mrs. Peacock.
Yes, but I put it down.
Where?
In the study?
When?
I don't know. Before he slapped me, after I was assaulted, and I just could have picked it up. It must have been Mr. Green.
Where is Mr. Green?
Can somebody please help me?
Here, get him up. Gentlemen, but I suggest we take the cook's body into the study.
Why?
Well, for starters, when the police arrive and they find this, we'll all be in custody and under suspicion for murder.
Murder?
And secondly, I'm the butler. I like to keep the kitchen tidy.
The body's gone. There's nobody.
Nobody? Nobody? Mr. Body's body is gone!
Maybe he wasn't dead.
He was.
Well, where is he?
Wait, maybe there is life after death.
Life after death is as improbable as fun after marriage.
No, I just want to powder my nose.
There's a toilet in the builder too.
Wadsworth, am I right in thinking there is no one else in this house?
No.
Then there is someone else in this house.
No, sorry. I said no, meaning yes.
No meaning yes? Look, I want a straight answer. Is there someone else in this house? Yes or no?
No.
No there is or no there isn't?
Yes.
There seems to be confusion about whether or not we are the only ones in this house.
There isn't.
There isn't any confusion or there isn't anybody else?
Either or both.
Just give me a clear answer.
Certainly. What was the question again?
Is there anyone else in this house?
No!
That's what it says, but as you know, look, we've got a killer and a missing body on the loose. One dead cook and all these murder weapons. The rope, the dagger, the revolver, the candlestick, the wrench, and... Wait a minute, where's the lead pipe?
Mr. Body.
He's attacking her.
No, he's not. He's dead.
Mr. Body? Dead? Again?
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god!
Somebody, catch her.
I'll catch you. Fall into my arms. Oh. Sorry.
Where did this happen, Mrs. Peacock?
In the bathroom! He was there! I thought he was attacking me! He lunged!
Dead people don't lunge.
Well, he's certainly dead now. Who would want to kill him twice?
That's what I call overkill.
And why?
What's the difference?
I don't know. Makes a difference to him.
Makes a difference to us. We've got to figure out who killed him, where, and with what.
Seems like it probably was the lead pipe.
10 points, Professor Plum.
What kind of game are you playing, Wadsworth?
This isn't a game.
You! The lead pipe belonged to you.
But I dropped it while we were running to the kitchen.
So anyone could have picked it up.
There's no need to shout.
I'm not shouting. Alright, I am. I'm shouting.
Hey! While you clowns over there lose your marbles, I'm over here trying to do something useful. Have you all forgotten about the evidences against us?
Evidence. The evidence?
The evidence.
The evidence.
But his briefcase is locked.
There must be a key.
Indeed. Mr. Green, would you be so kind as to check Mr. Body's pockets for the key to the briefcase which contains the evidence to our past transgressions, so that we may destroy said evidence and free ourselves from any chance of future blackmail?
But he is so bloody.
I'll do it. It's not here.
Empty?
Then where's all the evidence?
Ha! I told you Mr. Body was a liar. Had the evidence in his briefcase my foot.
Well then where is it? What does he have on us? I cannot stand this uncertainty! Ah!
I can assure you that Mr. Body possessed individual files containing devastating, incriminating evidence against each of us, kept in one large, beastly blackmail envelope named Confidential. But where that envelope is now and precisely what it contains, I could not say. All I know is that if found, we all are goners.
We must find that evidence and destroy it.
Then we can put all of this behind us and move forward with our miserable lives.
Evidence aside, first things first. We're in a room with 2 dead bodies and all these murder weapons, and the cops are on their way.
Not to mention, there's a homicidal maniac about. Let's put the weapons back in Body's bag and bring it to the broom closet. How do you do? Can we help?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to disturb the entire household, but my car broke down out here, and I was wondering if I could use your phone.
Right. Just a moment, please. Certainly. Would you care to come in?
Yes, thank you. Well, where is it?
What, the body?
The phone! What body?
No, 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 no.
What? There's no body. There's no body. There's no body in the study.
No!
No, but I think there's a phone in the lounge.
Thank you.
Right through this door. When you made your call, perhaps, would you be good enough to wait in there?
Sure.
Now listen. The police will be here in 29 minutes. That gives us plenty of time.
To do what? Get killed?
It's true we must identify the murderer, but my immediate concern is recovering the evidence.
But how?
I suggest we handle this in proper military fashion. We split up and search the house.
Split up?
Yes!
But one of us might run into the murderer.
Then one of us will discover who the murderer is.
But then one of us will be killed.
This is war, Peacock. Casualties are inevitable. You cannot make an omelette without breaking eggs. Every cook will tell you that.
Look what happened to the cook.
Colonel, are you willing to take that chance?
What choice do we have?
None.
I suppose you're right. I swear to God there's a cat in this house.
Alright, troops, divide and conquer.
And remember, no funny business. We must work as a team. What am I saying? It's not like any of you would come upon the missing envelope and purposely hide it so you could clear yourself of blame, and then blackmail the rest of us, secure yourself an unseemly but substantial fortune.
No.
Good. You'll know you found the dirt when you find an envelope marked confidential and consequential.
Let's meet back here in 10 minutes.
But what if one of us doesn't come back?
We'll remember you fondly. Six suspects, 2 murders, with the police due in 25 minutes. We can't take any chances. My deepest apologies, ladies and gentlemen. Ushers, lock the doors. Now, we're all in this together.
Hello. I'm a little nervous. I'm in this big house and I've been locked in the lounge. And the funny thing is, there's a whole group of people here having some sort of party. And one of them is my old boss.
Where is it? The evidence you snatched out of my hands, you idiot!
I don't know what you're talking about.
Either give it up or I'll have you singing soprano.
Alright. I snatched it. But someone snatched it from me.
Who?
Don't look at me.
I'm not looking at you.
Yes, you are. You're looking at me right now.
Hey! Look! There's scarlet flowers! My favorite! Oh my god and god!
Oh, this is flower. Don't have to get too emotional about it.
No, not the flower kernel, smarty pants. A secret passage. Come on!
After you, Miss Scarlet.
How heroic!
Well, here, maybe this will help.
Oh, the lounge. We forgot to look in the lounge.
What an oversight considering the dead motorist.
That motorist! Ah!
Help! Murder! Murder!
Let us in! Let us in!
Let us out! Let us out!
We can't. The door is locked.
You had the key, Wadsworth. You locked the motorist in here.
That's right. I did. I do. I don't. The key's gone.
Gone? There's a murderer on the list. Please get us out of here.
There's no alternative. I'm just gonna have to break down the door. Stand back. Oh.
I have an idea.
Murder! Help!
Everyone stand back.
I think they're shooting at us.
You don't say, Sherlock.
Come out. The door is open and shooting.
Why were you shooting at us?
To open the door.
But you could have killed us. I could have been killed. This is not a battlefield.
Maladi, that Frenchie. You're really something else, huh, aren't you? Say, where did you get that gun from?
The broom closet. It was unlocked.
Unlocked?
Impossible. I have the key. No, I haven't. It's gone.
Gone? I thought you said you threw away the keys to the broom closet, Wadsworth.
I did say that, but I didn't do that. I got distracted by the murderers at the door and I forgot. One of you must have snatched the keys from my pocket when we were searching the house.
So whoever took the keys is the killer.
Precisely.
I am so smart, sometimes I impress myself.
Speaking of the killer, there's a dead body in the lounge, you know.
Again?
The motorist is dead.
It's true. Now there are 3 unsolved murders.
3? Which one of you killed him?
Well, don't look at us. We found him together.
The door was locked.
Great trick getting through a locked door. My husband would have appreciated that.
We went through a secret passage from the conservatory to the lounge.
Who designed this place?
The Parker brothers.
Maybe they'll go away?
I'm going to open the door. It's the most decent thing to do.
Don't worry, it's not the police. Oh, no.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, officer. We've been expecting you.
You have?
We haven't?
Anyway, I was just walking through and found an abandoned car near the gates of this house. Did the motorist come here for help by any chance?
Oh, no.
Well, actually, yes.
No!
There seems to be some disagreement.
No, no.
Yes.
Mind if I use your phone?
Of course you may, sir. There's a phone in the lounge.
Out of order!
Of course, my mistake. There's a phone in the study.
Occupied.
If you please, sir, you may use the phone in the library. Right this way.
Wait. You're all rather acting peculiar. What's going on in the lounge in the study?
Lounging? Studying? This way.
Let me have a look.
No, thank you.
What?
This way, please.
I would like to take a look around if you don't mind.
Of course, officer. Follow me. I'll take on a grand tour of Body Manor.
We've got to cover our tracks. We can get rid of the bodies, so we've got to make them seem alive.
Brilliant idea.
Good idea.
Lord Body had been declared Lord Body ever since somebody discovered an antibody that would save everybody. Notice the mahogany floor. Did you know, in the 17th century, the buccaneer John Escamelling recorded the use of mahogany for making canoes? Canoe?
What? Hey, where'd everybody go?
Who? Notice the brass doorknobs, crafted specifically for Lord Body by his body in 1878, and...
Hey! I don't care about the doorknobs, mister. What's going on around here? What are you hiding in these two rooms?
which two rooms?
The lounge and the study.
Oh, those two rooms.
Yes!
Officer, I don't think you should go in there.
And why not?
Because it's all too shocking.
Hello, officer. Welcome to the party.
Huh. Well, it's not all that shocking. These people are just having a good time. It's a free country.
I didn't know it was that free.
Why didn't you let me know that this was a party?
My apologies, sir.
Well, here we are.
Good evening, officer. How do you do?
Are these men drunk?
Dead drunk.
Oh, no. I can't drink while I'm on the job. The chief would kill me.
Kill if you do, kill if you don't.
What?
Have a lovely evening, officer.
Same to you? Well, I don't know what you were so worried about. There's nothing illegal about any of this. You just make sure you don't let those fellas drive home drunk. Call them a car.
A long black car?
Terrific! Oh, may I use your phone now?
Certainly. The library, officer.
Thank you.
All's clear. You can come out now. Well done, all of you. Impressive. The criminal mind is an incredible beast.
You're such a good actor.
You really pulled that off.
You deserve an award for that.
Great touch with a bottle.
Alright, now let's finish searching the manor. The police will be here in 17 minutes.
But the police already came.
Not the broken down car police, the criminal investigation police. We must find the evidence, and we can't afford to have any more murders.
It's me. Oh, you scared me. I thought you were the killer. You thought right.
Oh, good. You can hear me. There's something funny going on around here. The lights just went out and... Yes! You see, I found this abandoned car near the gates of this house. You know, that big mansion on top.
Oh, there we are.
There we are.
And the Lord said, "Let there be light."
Did the Lord happen to mention when the lights were shut off to begin with?
Oh, who cares? We're still in the dark anyway. We're no closer to solving our murder mysteries or unearthing the evidence against us.
Shh. Do you hear that?
Sounds like a telephone is off the hook.
It's coming from the library.
That's where the killer must be.
Guard me. Going in.
What are you afraid of?
No, just death. Excuse me, Mr. Cobb. Are you alright? Do you need assistance? A phone book, perhaps?
Hey! The butler asked you a question, copper. Hang up the phone already, or I will.
Oh! Oh! We should be safe here in the billiard room.
My head hurts. Ba-ba-da-ba-da. I am your singing telegram.
3 murders in 3 minutes? That's our best record.
Well, this is getting serious. 6 suspects, 6 murders. Mr. Body in the billiard room, the cook in the kitchen, the motorist in the lounge, the cop in the library, a vet in the ballroom, and the singing telegram girl in the home. Not to mention one confidential envelope of missing damning evidence. Our evening's guest may be gifted at breaking the law, but they clearly need work on breaking a case. So, who is the killer, you may ask? I'm sure you have your suspicions, but we've no time to discuss that now. The police are clearly here. Very well. In order to figure out who the murderer is, I believe the best course of action is to start at the beginning. Sometimes the most obvious answer is right under our noses.
I thought the cat was dead.
Yes, thank you, Girdle. So nice of you to join us. Moving on, I shall take you to the events of the evening, step by step. Now try to stay with me. At the start of the evening, a vet was here waiting to offer you all a glass of champagne. And the doorbell rang. It was you. I recognized you as Colonel Mustard. Doorbell. And Mrs. White, pale and tragic. I introduced her to Yvette. They both flinched. A rumble of thunder, crash, lightning. Peacock, green, scarlet, plum, all arrived, and that's when the cook banged the gong. And we all adjourned to the dining room. You found your names beside your places. Shark fin soup, my favorite. And you had a letter, and you had a letter, and you had a letter, and you had a letter.
Get on with it!
And we all went to the study. Mr. Body gave you gifts, and you opened them. Then Mr. Body switched off the lights.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
What happened?
Is he dead?
Is he dead?
Mr. Body lay on the floor, apparently dead, but he wasn't really dead. He was really alive, but we didn't know it. Next, Mrs. Peacock drank his drink, and Mr. Plum suggested that the drink might be poisoned. I had to stop her screaming. We ran to the billiard room. You locked me in the mud, you idiot! But one of us wasn't there.
Who?
It was Mrs. Peacock!
Oh.
I was there with the rest of you.
When we heard Yvette scream, we all ran from the study. But you lagged behind. I'm in an aggravated state of shock. It was a perfect time to commit murder. May I?
Be my guest.
It was Mrs. Peacock in the kitchen with the dagger.
God forbid.
I found your feather in the freezer, Mrs. Peacock, and it was your dagger that stabbed the cook in the back.
Poor woman, I thought you liked her soup.
It was my favorite.
Then we run to the kitchen. Mr. Green, you're under the cook's corpse for approximately 2 minutes and 57 seconds while the rest of us never even realized you were gone. I suggested that we bring the cook back to the study. But Body's body was gone. Then Mrs. Peacock stumbled in the room. Ah! With Body on her body because Body had been bludgeoned by the bathroom in its beam with a lead pipe.
By whom? It was Mr. Green in the billiard room with a lead pipe.
Preposterous!
I found your disgusting hanky just outside the bathroom door in the billiard room, where Mrs. Peacock was attacked by Mr. Body the second time he died. And it was your lead pipe found in his skull. Couldn't stand the thoughts of Body getting away, huh? So you bashed his brains out!
Don't be ridiculous! I can't stand the sight of blood! It wasn't me!
That's when we decided to destroy the evidence in Body's briefcase.
But the briefcase was empty.
Correct. The evidence Body had been holding against us was gone.
That's when we locked with the murder weapons and ran to the front door to throw away the key. To the hall!
We opened the door and discovered the motorist.
Who got killed in the lounge?
But who killed him? That door was locked.
It was Colonel Mustard in the lounge with the wrench.
I never lounge.
You stole the key to the room closet, grabbed the wrench, and did the deed.
Did not. I didn't even know the man.
Oh, really? So, Colonel Mustard, your driver for life, Mike Demetrius.
Give me that.
Plus, I found you lurking conspicuously in the conservatory. The scarlet flowers opened the secret passage to the lounge. But if I remember correctly, scarlet flowers always have 5 petals. This one only had 4. Meaning you had already plugged a petal to the passage to the lounge where you pummeled the motorist to death with that wrench.
Never underestimate what you can do with the wrench, Mustard.
I know. How do you think I fixed the sink?
Then the doorbell rang. Ding dong! And the cop arrived.
That cop who got killed in the library.
It was Miss Scarlet in the library with the candles.
I didn't do it.
Oh, yeah, then how did the cook end up decapitated? And why did the finder a cigarette holder and stack of books in the library?
Oh, give me a break. You found my cigarette holder before the cop even arrived.
Aha, so you admit you're in the library, huh? What were you doing, Plotting a murder?
How could you plot a murder of a cop? I didn't even know who was coming.
I rest my case.
I didn't kill him. But I do know who killed the same telegram girl.
You do?
It was Professor Plum in the hall with a revolver.
How could I? Yvette had a gun, she shut the lounge door.
But when the cop arrived, she passed it to you. When we ran to the front door, hiding it in the stupid French hat of yours. I found it when we were searching the house.
Proves nothing.
Maybe we should slow things down. Then you shot the seeing telegram girl before she could finish her camp rolls. Wonder what kind of dirt she had on you. Bet she was old patient of yours. or something, right?
I never saw that girl before in my life. This is ridiculous. It wasn't me.
I know. It was Mrs. White with the rope in the billiard room.
I'd rather die.
I saw how you cringed when you came in tonight and noticed Yvette. Aha! You mentioned that your third husband was an electrician. Stands to reason you know your way around an electrical panel. So it was you who switched off the lights and strangled Yvette with the rope.
I did not. I mean, yes, I'll admit it. I recognized Yvette. She had a torrid love affair with my late husband. I hated her. I hated her so much. The flames on the side of my face. Breathing. Heaving. Breaths.
Mrs. White?
But I didn't kill her.
So in summation, it was Mrs. Peacock in the kitchen with a dagger, Colonel Mustard in the lounge with a wrench, Miss Scarlet in the library with a candlestick, Professor Plum in the hall with a revolver, Mrs. White in the ballroom with a rope, and Mr. Green in the billiard room with a lead pipe.
Wait! There's still one thing I don't understand.
One thing?
Now, two.
Ahem! Colonel! Freeze! Nobody move!
Wait. How did you...
Wadsworth!
You can call me Wadsworth if you want to.
That's your name, isn't it?
You all thought it was Mr. Bard who was killed tonight, but that's impossible.
But he bled all over me.
But it wasn't Body who was bleeding.
If Buddy wasn't Buddy, who was he?
He was Wadsworth, my butler.
You're Mr. Body?
Oh.
I want to thank you for killing off my network of spies and informers, which all did splendidly, by the way. And so, of course, to the added bonus of our evening together is that now I have each of you on the hook for murder.
Murder?
But the police will be here any minute. You'll never get away with this.
Why should the police come?
Oh my gosh.
What?
Nobody's called them. They were never on their way.
Oh.
So here's what we're gonna do, kids. We're gonna stack the bodies in the cellar, we're gonna lock the cellar door, and we're gonna leave the place quietly one at a time and forget that any of this ever happened.
I can't forget all this.
I almost forgot the best part. Now with the murder on the menu, the price of the blackmail just tripled. Now move it!
Wait a minute! We can now rush him. He got no more bullets left in that gun.
Oh, come on. You don't think I'm gonna fall for that old trick?
It's not a trick. There's one shot at Mr. Body in the study, 2 for the cat, 2 at the lounge door, and 1 for the singing telegram girl.
That's not 6.
1 plus 2 plus 2 plus 1.
There was only one shot that got the cat. That's 1 plus 2 plus 1 plus 1.
Even if you were right, that'd be 1 plus 1 plus 2 plus 1, not 1 plus 2 plus 1 plus 1.
Okay, fine. 1 plus 2 plus... Shut up! Point is there's 1 bullet left in this gun and anybody who moves is gonna get.
So, you're gonna keep blackmailing us and we'll pretend that this never happened? That's the plan?
Of course, why not?
I'll tell you why not.
Mr. Green, FBI, that sniffling's huge. Did you see this coming? Neither did I. Oh shit, quick, unlock.
Quit talking to the audience, Wadsworth. Or should I call Mr. Body? The jig is up.
You're really FBI?
That's right. The real Mr. Green got a letter, just like each of you. Only he came to the bureau to ask for help. I'm from the Hartford office, who's apparently a dead ringer for Green. But I'm here today so we could have a sting operation.
Some sting, 6 people died in your watch, not to mention that poor cat.
They had to use me because the real Mr. Body knew what Green actually looked like. I usually work at the Hartford office doing property crime like theft, fraud, and the likes. and I've become a bit of an expert at pickpocketing. That's why this important envelope marked confidential ended up with me tonight and not any of you guys.
You have the evidence?
It's all here. We've had our suspicions of what we might find, but we've never thought it'd be this rich.
Let me see that.
Let's all take a look, shall we? Here's Miss Scarlett's accounting book for her classified affairs service, giving her plenty of motivation as to why she killed the cop who's listed right here on her payroll.
Give me that!
Then we have this love letter addressed to Professor Plum.
That's private property.
Seems like the singing telegram girl was the daughter of the head of the U.S. Department of Social and Behavioral Sciences. Looks like she was just about to complain to Daddy, who most certainly would have cleaned out Mr. Plum. That's why you killed her, huh?
Let me see here.
And these negatives. My oh my, Colonel. Guess you have your fair share of classified affairs. And you want to be able to keep your important military title if our old driver, that poor motorist, would have told your Major General where he dropped you off every Tuesday night.
I just wanted somebody to talk to.
Talk? That's a pretty democratic way to put it.
I'm a Republican.
And poor Mrs. Peacock. Here's your Bible. Made it pretty easy to stash your cash, huh? From bribery, is it not? And too bad your old cook had to die. She couldn't keep her mouth shut. If only she hadn't told Mr. Body your secrets, she would still be alive today.
God forgives all.
And Mrs. White, you weren't lying, were you? Surely did take you vet.
So much flames on the side of my face.
And Mrs. White, we have fingerprints from the scenes of all your previous murders.
I never murdered my husband.
Fingerprints that I'm sure the FBI will be able to match to the noose tied around Yvette's neck.
I wore gloves.
But I wore gloves. You mean these gloves?
Damn.
And last but certainly not least, Mr. Body.
It's robot.
I hold in my hand an FBI file on the whole Big Body family. Your butler Wadsworth had been feeding us information for months. I can see why you killed him. But your shot missed him in the study. But he wisely played dead. Awfully good actor. Had us all convinced. But when we were all running towards the kitchen with the dead cook, you found him trying to sneak by the bathroom. So, you bludgeoned him with the lead pipe I had dropped on the floor on the way to the kitchen.
Well, that was convenient.
And you left him, dead, on the bathroom, propped up against the wall, for poor Mrs. Peacock to encounter moments later.
You swine!
The Body family has been wanted for organized crime, theft, and murder for generations. But they've always eluded the law, until now. Tonight, the Body family business has reached a dead end.
Should leave my family out of this. I'm melting. I'm saline. I'm dust. I'm with the ones. Not dead. Close. Probably 32 more seconds. Yes. Here we go. I'm gone.
Oh, he's dead.
Not yet. Now.
I tell ya, this was one of the most exciting nights I've had in a long time. And now, you're all under arrest. Boys, here are all the criminals you've been looking for. And all the evidence against them. Oh yeah, and you might find some tapes in the billiard room that you might find useful.
The tapes?
Alright, who done it?
It was him. Her.
He did it. It was
Also him.
He did it.
He did it. He did it.
She did it.
They all did. But if you want to know who killed Mr. Body, I did. In the hallway with the revolver. Well, if you'll excuse me, I'm gonna go back home and sleep with my wife.